you remember how we met? I remember how we met. It was in the cornfields in Iowa, Grinnell College, obviously. And it was actually one of those random afternoons on the stairs of the science building, and you took me under your wing with AppDev was one of these phenomenal groups on campus and made all these amazing apps. It was a great place to be as an up-and-coming computer science student.
I think I remember that conversation in that stairwell because I remember I was going somewhere and we spent way longer than I would have thought, in a stairwell just talking to some guy who was from Uganda. At least for me, I'm sure for you too, it was clear we wanted to do something together.
Right.
Obviously, we didn't know what it was. One of the seeds that brought Chipper to life, I remember I was back home. My brother, who was literally building websites for clients, he's in the modern economic system for all intents and purposes, and he tries to use his card to just pay for web hosting, and it gets declined. Actually, it doesn't get declined, it goes through, but then they end up refunding it for fraud reasons.
Because it's in Ghana.
Yeah, where based on your IP address, you are not allowed to be included in the modern economic world. And there's nothing wrong that you've done. You're trying to work so hard to change your narrative, but you can't because of institutions. That's one of the things about Bitcoin and permissionless innovation, the idea that we can build something that actually works and actually empowers people. That's the core genesis of really where Chipper started. We've got to build a service that actually works.
Yeah.
So we were working on Chipper on the side. Really the first version was, you had two wallets and it was using the Bitcoin rails behind the scenes. I got to Ghana, we showed that to a couple of my friends, and everyone immediately resonated with this idea of a free P2P network, and we've just been iterating on that ever since.
For us at the time, we knew we needed, access to talent, capital, be in an environment where we could, learn from others who've done similar audacious things. Being away from it, we knew would make the whole endeavor harder, and we knew that to have the highest chance to likely be successful, being back in the US was important. All right, Majid, what are our values as a company?
So first one is lead with empathy. Second one is communicate to develop trust. The third one is be an owner. And the fourth is be bold.
So, one of the values I just love about our company is being bold. That's a key part of our values that I think, for me, I make sure we try to keep as we keep growing, because as we, tackle all these problems, what's still very true as it was back then, is we've only scratched the surface of what we're doing. There's just so much more to do, right? Today we have over 5 million users, but we want to have over 500 million one day. And, we want to do so much more and be in so many more countries. And I think to get there from here is going to require a lot more will and intention and deliberation about our purpose. We've always had very big visions and goals for the company, right? We always knew even back then that we wanted to do more than cross-border payments. We wanted to essentially be intertwined with the fabric of people's financial lives in Africa. And we knew this was a way to get in, cross-border payments and scale and build more on top of that. But it was never the summation of our goals as far as Chipper went. It's something that we've had from the very beginning, right? This very large vision of what we can do and how much we can impact people's lives with a very powerful platform financially that for so long just didn't exist, right? No one really built sophisticated, high-quality services for an entire continent.
Right, yeah, the narrative then was that, that's a thing for that part of the world.
Right.
It's not really a thing for us. So if you're sending money to you, of course there's a fee. Like the idea that I could send money to you for no fees, just mind-blowing for a number of folks. If you can handle uncertainty, you can handle the fact that you're going to wake up tomorrow and something's changed, literally from beneath you, and you can thrive in that version of chaos and bring order to it versus someone else bringing order to it, you're going to do really well, and quite frankly you're also going to feel like, wow, I can't believe I tamed this beast, so to speak, and feel very proud about it.
There is something to be said about how we encourage people to not be worried too much about failure, and obviously I think no one wants to fail, person or organization. But I think there's something powerful about embracing it as an agent for growth. And if you're trying to do something that hasn't been done before, there's no how-to manual. You'll probably run into walls a lot of times. And I think having the mental capacity to accept that as part of the process serves someone in a company like Chipper quite well, regardless of what function they're in, right? The idea that the first thing you do likely won't be the best or the final thing, but allowing yourself that ability to evaluate, change, iterate, I think it's a very powerful aspect of being successful in a company like this, where we're doing very many new things and very many things for the first time.